Thank you so much for joining me again today. No matter where you are in this world, this is 820 Show. Welcome. Not sure where you're living or where you're stationed right now, but where I am, seems like summer has given way to fall. It's coming in with its briskness and the colors and the glory of the changing of the weather. But of course, this discussion today is not about the weather, but is about the weather of your resilience. So we're going to go into the topic today that I'm going to call the Ming of pain. The Ming of pain. And I know, to me, I'm kind of dating myself with a reference to a song by the Police, I think back in the mid-'80s, from the Synchronicity album. And the song was called King of Pain. So definitely, this Ming you're listening to is not anybody's king, but has nothing to do with that song or the song King of Pain about me. But somehow, as I mentioned to you, one of the things that drives me is music. Either trying to play professionally or just respectfully the trumpet, but also just appreciating the intricacies of playing music. But back to the Police song, the title, King of Pain. And just as a rounding out this reference, that album, Synchronicity by the Police, the entire album, every song inspired so much in me about my early appreciation of music. But Ming of pain? You might be asking yourself, how did you get there, Ming? And do tell the connection to the 820 episodes about resilience. We all have pain in our lives, whether on purpose or by personal neglect. Wherever you find yourself in the experience of pain, whether it's planned, intended, apparently random, fair, or maybe even really unfair, pain exists everywhere. It's free to have, free to enjoy, free to resist it or reject it. But I wonder if I do actively desire to pursue and to produce pain. And no, I ain't that tough anymore. Not even as an airborne ranger toughness I had back in the day. And I'm definitely not anywhere near being a Navy SEAL or Army Special Forces qualified trained. I don't have that. I suppose I have had the proper amount and distribution of pain to myself so far. And I'm sure it was to teach me something about my direction, my development, my purpose, and my message. I would also maybe occasionally joke to my buddy, my brother from another mother, Paco. I would tell him, as we laughed mostly at me and about something he coined as the misadventures of Ming. Quite appropriate when he said that to me, and it's probably very true. But my half-joking response was that when I respond to him saying these misadventures of Ming, I would respond to him with, maybe, Paco, I was just too smart for this life that I had to make the journey more interesting. And that since I had been here before, like in a former life as a race car driver or a warrior, I had to make this trip more exciting. Now, of course, my brother Paco didn't buy into that twisted, inverted, reverse logic by me ever. He laughed even more. I agree. I am not that smart to outsmart my creator or the fate fixed for me. Not with a 2.8 GPA in high school. But when I said that to my friend, it sounded good on paper and even in saying it. But if you have a chance, check out an earlier episode when I questioned my own happiness and my own love for my own self. My learning comes from and keeps emanating from presenting these episodes on love and yes and positive and production. How can I have an awareness and embracing and promotion of pain in this life? But if you're allowing me to continue with this scenario and maybe fantasy, maybe I can add a little more context to that statement. About wanting or producing a personal need to have more pain and drama to spice up the trip. Maybe, just maybe, I do this to get more juice and pleasure out of the moments when I do without self-inflicted pain and struggle. I know, that's making a short trip to pleasure and goodness way too long. I'm not saying this recollection or this relaying of my journey to you as the best approach that I could recommend to you on your personal journey towards daily resilience. Certainly, as I had said before in many other episodes, I rarely even offer you an answer or even a solution to a dilemma or problem you have in your life. I only offer you more questions to then, as I said before, those sincere, original, curious questions contain the very answers you're looking for. But before I continue on with this episode, let's call this part one. I'll come back to you with part two on this Ming of pain thing and seeing if I can bring it home where it makes more sense to you and even more sense to myself, that I can learn as I'm sharing with you this whole either just the experience and awareness of pain or the pain that we create unnecessarily in our own respective lives. Until then, stay tuned, stay present, stay current. No matter where you are in this world, it's always 820.